Okay, so just going to show you so far. I've got a few pieces on the cover. So I've got the kind of orangey coral color on the 4 top and bottom pieces. On the back side, I'm just going to flip the whole thing over. So on the back side, so this is the back. I've just got like a blue, it's just a filler paper. Some of that, the extra cardstock that I bought just as extra. And also on the front I'm going to do some paper, some fussy cutting and some other stuff. I haven't quite figured that out yet. And then on the 2 front little bits I've got the flower paper. Okay, so alright, our first move is to get our closure on. So we want it on the back, somewhere around here. So we're going to punch a hole centered. Now we can't actually get in there to punch it, so we're literally going to have to use a pair of scissors or something like that to punch a hole through the chipboard, which is a pain, but that's what we're going to do. So first let's just kind of mark the center. So it's 11, so 5.5. So there's 5.5. How far away do we want it? Let's put it around there. Okay, so I'm going to make a mark. I'm going to punch my hole. Okay, so I've got a mark oh, it's really hard to see. 5.5 inches. So that's centered about just over an inch from the edge. And I'm going to punch a hole there. It's not the neatest, but that's okay. You're not going to see it. So once you've got that, you need to put a, where are they? An eyelet. So a wide eyelet in there. Okay, so the eyelet is there. Okay, so there is my eyelet. Now, okay, now, you're not going to be able to see this very well. This is an eyelet setter. If your crocodile can't get in there, this is an eyelet setter. I'm not sure how many people are going to have something like this, though. I apologize, I know that was really loud. So, there's all kinds of ways that you can kind of open up the little bits of your eyelet. You just need something that's going to push it open. So anything that has like a rounded edge that you can kind of pound into the center of it. Alright, so our next move is to take just a regular hair elastic and put it through the hole in the back. I find it easiest if you take a piece of craft wire, like just cheap regular craft wire, and put it through the elastic. Okay, so just wire, and then feed the wire through, and I find then it's really easy to pull the elastic through. Okay, so you've got the elastic back here, and I'll try and bring this up closer for you to see. So the elastic's right here, and here's the wire. Okay, and now all we're going to do is just tape down this piece of wire. Okay, so the elastic can't come back out. And this is going to be in the pocket, remember? Okay, so you're not going to see any of it, so it's okay that it's messy. Alright, so we are going to put a few pieces of score tape over top of that, And then we're gonna have to put a piece of cardstock over it because we don't want the score tape backing coming off and getting stuck on the tags that we put in the pocket. So we're gonna put a piece of cardstock over top of this. Okay, so there's that. Just put a piece of scrap cardstock, or I have a piece of scrap Tyvek, that will work as well. Just something to cover it up. So I'm going to put some score tape on this as well. You really want it right to the edge. You want it to be really, oh, am I off camera? You want it to be really adhered down. Okay. Okay, so we'll just put that over top, and it's gonna have a little bump, but that's all right. It's gonna be in the pocket and no one will see it. Okay, so that is that. Our next move, put that down for now. Our next move is that we want to add, have magnets closing the side and this side to this piece here. Okay, so I've already got paper on this side and this side. In order to add magnets to keep these parts closed here, I've cut out some of the border balloons there, the stamp balloons. So I am going to, what I'm going to do is going to be gluing one half here, and then I'm going to be adding the magnets here so that they lock that down. So it's going to go around the corner, and I'm going to do that on both sides. So I'm going to add two magnets right here, and then I'm going to back it with cardstock so you don't see those magnets. So let me just quickly put a couple magnets there. I'm going to put two just because it needs some extra help staying closed, because the pages are always so bulky that they're pushing, everything's pushing to open up, so you want to make sure it's really closed. So now we're just putting one magnet on each of those spots. Okay, now we are going to cover this with adhesive and stick it to some black cardstock. Okay, awesome. Cut that. Okay, now we're going to do the same for the other one, but just opposite, because this one's going to be sticking on this side, magneting here, but this one is going to be doing the opposite. What did I do with it? There it is. By that I mean it's going to be this side, this half is going to be sticking, this half is going to be magneting, going opposite direction. So I hope that makes sense. Things are making sense in my head, but I don't actually know if what I'm saying is making sense. Been in the studio for 12 hours now today, so I think I'm starting to get delirious. Okay, so one magnet on each of those spots. Cover it with adhesive, and we'll put it on some black cardstock. Okay, cut this little bit off here. Okay, so we're going to put score tape just on the back half of it. Okay, so this half and this half's going to go around the corner and magnetize. Okay, so just half of it is getting score tape. Okay, so now we're going to do the other side. Got score tape on the half of the back opposite the magnets. Okay, and so this side is already magnetized. Now we are going to do the same over here. So we're adhering half of it. Okay, so half of it there, and then let two magnets find their counterparts. More score tape. There and there. Oops. Okay, so now close this over. See, sometimes it just does not. Besides being stubborn for some reason. Just have to keep working at it, and eventually it will work. Okay, so there we go. So I've got those two sides magnetized. Alright, so now we can add the back, this piece of paper here. Okay, so there we go. Now we can put our pocket down. And I just realized that I want a little bit of this paper to be going, covering the what was I trying to say? I want the paper to be going over top of this just to make sure the pocket's really secure. So I'm just going to lift this up just a little bit. And then I'm going to take the backing off the sides first. And then the bottom, like we do. Okay, so just going to make sure that this piece of pink paper or whatever color it is is inside the pocket a little bit. And then we can adhere the pocket down. Okay, so there's that. Awesome. Now we can put this piece of paper down, which is just a plain blue. Decided to go with the, on the edges, all just plain colors, because then you can, you know, add photos to the edges without them, because it's pretty busy already. So I wanted to make sure there's lots of spots for actual photos and stuff. Okay, that can go there. And now if you want, you can decorate the inside of these too. I think I might do something there. Alright, and now moving over to this side. So, we need, once these are closed, and this closes over top, I'm going to have the elastic going around this. Like, oops, like this. Oh, you can't really see it. So that's like a door pulley thing. Okay, so I'm going to put my piece of paper on here, and then I will figure out where I want my door knocker to go. Okay, so there we go. Now I'm going to find out exactly where this, our door knocker thingy needs to go. So somewhere around here, I think. Okay, so I'm going to make a little mark. Okay, and then I'm going to punch another hole. Just with a sharp end of a pair of scissors, or you could use an X-Acto knife or something of that nature. Again, you won't see this hole, so don't worry. Okay, so there's a hole. Now, this is the thing that I'm using here is okay, so it's a Prima door knocker. So they come with these little screws. So I'm just gonna, so hard to keep this in camera. So I'm just gonna put the little screw through the hole. Okay, I'm gonna get an actual screwdriver, I think. Oh, no, there it goes, there it goes, there it goes. Okay, so I've got my screw there. And now I'm just going to twist this on. Okay, so I finally found a screwdriver. And I got this on. So there is my little doorknob pulley thing with the elastic going to it. And then I decided I wanted to do side closures as well. So I've got one on already. So that's my like corner closure. It's like a hinge. So I'm going to do the same on the other side. If you don't have anything like this, you can just find a hinge at a local hardware store, but they might not have fancy ones. Again, just Google decorative hinge and you will find some. Alternatively, you can just put underneath the paper here, you can put a bunch of magnets, so it just magnets together. Like I would probably suggest like doing at least 4 sets along the bottom on the back side here. so you'd have to do it before you put the paper down. So you could do like 4 sets of magnets, and that would keep it closed as well. But I'm going to do these decorative latches, so I'll do this one with you. So this part goes here, so I'm going to figure out where my little holes will be. And then the other part will go on this side, so make sure that's in the right place. Oh, totally off camera, so sorry. Okay, so I'm just marking where I'm gonna cut the holes. Oh, making sure this isn't crooked. Ha! Don't want it crooked. Okay, so now I can unlock it. Okay, and I can punch my 2 holes here. And okay, now for this one, I did already put the paper down, so I'm going to have to peel it up just a little bit and hope that it works with me. I just need it like an inch. Oh, we can work with that. We can work with that. Okay, so I'm going to punch these holes down here. Okay, they're a little close to the edge, but that's okay. And then put the brads through. You can also do, I mean, another idea if you don't have any of these is to do, you could do like ribbon closures. You can have each, like having it tie at each corner. That would look cute as well. There's so many options. I really like the look of metal embellishments and closures, so I do normally do metal. However, it's not absolutely necessary, that's for sure. There's so many ways. Okay, so there is that one. Now we just need to put the other half on. Make sure you're putting it on the right way. Okay, we've got one of the brads in. Let's put the other brad in. Okay, put the other brad in. Open the tines on the back. Put some score tape over it, and then we can add our piece of paper here. Okay. Oops. Okay, so put this blue piece on. Now we can do, what's our last piece? Oh yeah, the spine. So we can't do the spine quite yet, because we need to put our pages in. Okay, so pages. Actually, set this aside for a moment. We are going to glue our pages to each other first, and then go from there. So grab all of your pages. And now what we're going to do is we are going to put score tape or adhesive, like white adhesive, whatever you desire, whatever is easiest for you. I'm going to use score tape and put it on the front here, and then we're going to adhere the next page to it. Okay, so So there is my strip of score tape. I'm going to remove the backing. The benefits of score tape is that it is an instant bond, and it's a little bit easier to deal with. However, the benefits of wet glue give you a little bit of wiggle room so you can move it around if you don't get it perfectly the first time. And I feel like wet adhesive will last a little bit longer, stand the test of time a little bit better, but I'm going to do it with the score tape. So literally putting that one, so you've got 1/2 inch section, can you see that 1/2 inch section just adhered to the next one. Okay, so then you've still got this other half, which is going to go onto the next page. So we're going to put a piece of score tape here. Okay, so all my pages are together. I didn't realize that I missed some of it, but really easy. You're literally taking the left 1/2 inch section of one page and adhering it to the right 1/2 inch section of the other page, of the next page, and just doing that for each one, okay? So I've also cut a little tiny strip of pattern paper to go in between each of the pages that coordinates with that page, just to kind of finish it off. And then I've put score tape along the back here. Okay, so now we've got our expandable binding thing, and we're going to adhere this to that. So just get it on there as straight as you can, as even as you can. I find it easiest to do it standing up personally, but totally your choice, however you feel it would be easiest. And then just kind of go through each one of the pages and press down. Just like that. Okay, so now this is just extra. You don't have to do this, but I like to. I'm gonna punch holes at the top and the bottom of each of these and put brads in here just for a little extra security. Completely up to you if you want to do this or not. It's just something I tend to do with all of my albums, just for a little extra. Just so I know nothing's going anywhere. So I do it on the top and the bottom. Okay, so let's get, so how many is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so I need 10 brads. Oops. So just one in the top and bottom of each page, and then I'm going to put a piece of cardstock on the back of this just so you can't see all the brads. And then we will attach this to our book. Okay, flip it over. Okay, I'm just going to put these away so I don't dump them all out. Okay, so literally just have brads there, and brads there. They are going in between. Yeah, you can see it better there. So one brad down there and one up there, and each of the pages, just to give it a little extra. Okay, so now I'm going to put some adhesive across these, and then add a piece of paper to it. So I just like things to be as secure as they possibly can be. I really want things to stand the test of time. I really want them to last. You know, this is for your memories, so I want everything to... I mean, it is paper. It will eventually die, but I want it to be as long as possible. So 9 and 3 by like 3.5. Okay, so I'm just going to cut a piece of paper. So cut a piece of cardstock, 9 and 3 by 3.5. And cover it with adhesive. I'm putting quite a bit of adhesive on here. I just really want this to... Alright. Be overkill slightly, but that's okay. In this back, get these off. Okay, so add this piece of paper, cardstock, to the back here to cover all those tines. Okay. And now we are going to add this whole thing onto our album. So we're going to put adhesive score tape on these two sections, okay, the bottom two sections here. Alright, so let's do that. Again, you can use wet glue if you would prefer. Totally your choice. Okay, so now remove the score tape backing, and we're going to put this in the spine section of your album. Okay, make sure everything is facing the right way up. You don't want to put it in upside down. That would be kind of disastrous. So make sure you've got everything facing the right way up. This is going to go right here. It's going to fit perfectly. So let's put this down. Okay, so very carefully try and center it top to bottom. There's going to be about a ½ inch or so of space at the top and the bottom. Make sure you are centered and that both this and this can still fold. You want to make sure you're not on the crease. Okay. So there we go, that's that. So now it's in. Now we're going to do the same thing as we did with the pages. I'm going to punch a hole and put a brad in both sides to just give it a little bit extra. And I'm going to get some longer brads, I think. So do that on the top and the bottom. So we've got, it's really hard to see, I know. but I'm gonna try and lift it up. So right right, oh, it's almost impossible. Can you see the light coming through those two little holes? Can you see where they are? They're like right here, right here, and right here through the back, through the part that just adhered. So I'm gonna put those on the top and the bottom, and then we're gonna slide another piece of cardstock in right here. So it's gonna be the same size as the one that you just finished cutting, okay? So what was that? That was 3.5 by 9 and 9 3/4. Okay, so cut another piece and we're going to put it in against the back after you put the brads in. Okay, so I've got my brads in there. Can you see them? They're kind of like a brassy color, so the brads are in there. And then I've got score tape on the back of them. And now I'm going to put this piece of cardstock down against the back. So it's going on the inside against the spine. Oh, and I just ran out of... Okay, so this is literally going, sliding in here. So slide it down before you let it adhere. Okay, and then just kind of like put your hand down in there and make sure it's all adhered. And there you go. You are basically done. The only thing left to do is to put this final piece of paper. Let's close it up here. Oh, you'll want to add little bits of paper to these parts too, like you did in between the pages. Okay, and then just close that there. Close the sides. Okay, I'm going to still have to do the cover, so let's add this piece of paper, which is going to be stripes. Oh, I need to change my tape roll, so I'll do that, and then I'll add that piece of paper. And you're basically done. That's about it. We're adding this last piece of paper. You'll want to add, like I said, some little bits to those, the accordion part. Yeah, so add paper to the accordion pieces here. And then any extra embellishing that you want to do, you'll want to do that. I'm going to add a few little bits and bobs here and there. And then in all your pockets, you'll want to add tags to your pockets. But other than that, you are done. And then that expands. You want to put paper there as well. And then do your cover. So that's about it, folks. You've pretty much, you're done. You have just completed this mammoth project. And if these are giving you trouble, I find that if you like kind of fold everything right in like that a few times, then these magnets, see, then they stay so much better. So just kind of keep working with that. They will stay, and everything closes up all nice and neat. And yeah, so I'm just going to do my last little finishing touches on everything, and that's all she wrote. You just completed an album. Yeah, you did. Whoop whoop. Awesome. Cool, cool. It doesn't look very exciting on the front right now, but I'm going to be, you know, doing that, maybe some of this down here. I've got a bunch of little pieces that I'm all gonna kind of collage together, I think. I haven't quite figured it out yet. I gotta work on this whole thing. Oh, I like that better. Yeah, I'm gonna do a bunch of stuff. Anyway, so you do you on the cover, and thank you so much for supporting me in my art and for joining me in this wonderful project. I hope everything was worked out well for you, and you guys are awesome. I'll talk to you real soon. Come back for the next one. Meow! Big hugs. Meow!